Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak referred to Iran's execution of dual British citizen Alireza Akbari as a callous and cowardly act, carried out by a barbaric regime with no respect for the human rights of their own people. Akbari had previously held a senior defense official position in Tehran. The Iranian judiciary's news agency, Mazan, reported early on Saturday that Akbari had been hung but gave no other information regarding the timing of the execution. It had previously been stated that Akbari had received a death sentence for engaging in espionage for MI6, the British Foreign Intelligence Service. When conducting arrests, Iran has a history of alleging espionage without any evidence. British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly stated in a statement that Britain would summon Tehran's top envoy to London to make plain our anger at Iran's actions. He added that this will not be unchecked. In the past, the British Foreign Office said it had pressed Tehran for Akbari's release but was denied consular access. Dual citizenship is not recognized in Iran. To send a wider signal about Britain's determination to follow criticism with action, the Foreign Office issued penalties against Iranian Prosecutor General Jafar Montazeri in the form of a travel restriction and asset freeze. Vedant Patel, the State Department's deputy spokeswoman, described the Iranian accusations as politically driven and said the execution would be unconscionable on Friday. After a wave of anti-government rallies started in September, Iran's theocratic authorities began a harsh crackdown on protesters. According to the human rights activists' news agency, at least 520 protesters have been slain, and Tehran has executed at least 4 people in connection with the demonstrations. Iran has frequently asserted without evidence that Western nations and Israel were behind the protests. This week, Akbari's wife told BBC Persian that he had been placed in solitary confinement and that his family had been informed that any future visits to him would be his last. She continued by saying he had been held for more than 3 years. The 61-year-old Akbari had been the deputy defense minister under Iranian President Mohammad Khatami, a reform-minded cleric who presided over the country from 1997 to 2005. During this time, Akbari worked for Ali Shamkhani, who is currently Iran's Supreme National Security Council secretary and who invited Akbari to return to Iran before his detention, according to Akbari's brother, who spoke to BBC Persian. According to the Associated Press, Akbari was also involved in the 1988 ceasefire that brought an 8-year deadly war with Iraq to an end. He apparently spent more than 10 years in Britain.